It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Just because this is really expensive. Alright, g'day everybody, welcome back to another episode of Crafted by Tim. I guess you guys get a little bit of a sneak peek into what's actually happening with the shed. Before I go on, this video is not going to be an actual review of the things that will be in the thumbnail. This is just sort of like a... I want to rant. Yeah, my week's not exactly going to plan, but it's definitely going. It's been a really expensive week, and hell, it's only Monday. Let's start at the beginning. So Friday night, I was sitting here working on a new table, and I was welding, and all of a sudden, my welder started making a funny noise, and I was like, that's a funny noise. Let me just check whether or not it gets worse. So I tried to continue welding. I struck an arc and it just sort of really got worse. I was like, and I was like, that's not good. Maybe I should not be trying to use this welder. So I stopped trying to use the welder. I talked to a few people. A lot of people saying, you know, it's the fan. And the fan probably needs replacing, so I was like, okay, that's great. But here's the thing, right? This happened to happen at the worst possible time because, first of all, my mom and dad are in New Zealand. I wanted to have everything that I've been currently working on done, cleaned up, no hassles or anything like that by the time they get back. They get back tomorrow, Tuesday, 26th. Alright, fine. Okay, no problem. I've got time. I can do this. But I don't have time to sort out what's wrong with this welder, so I have to go out and get a new one. That's not going to be cheap, but I'll think about it and see what I come up with. Saturday comes around, I think about it all day, thinking about it, and finally I was just like, alright, I'm going to get one. And there was a thought that crossed my mind to set up a GoFundMe, but I just couldn't bring myself to ask for money from you guys to say, you know, help me buy a new welder, because I know that there's a lot of other people out there that are more deserving of, you know, charitable actions than I am. So I just couldn't bring myself to be like, hey, can I get some money, please? It just meant that I'd have to take a little bit of money out of my savings, and I just couldn't bring myself to do it any other way. Took some money out of my savings and transferred it into a account, looked online. Finally found myself a welder that I was happy with. It was from Machinery House, and thankfully Machinery House, they were doing a deal, so it's about their time where they do a sale. And so I got this a little bit cheaper than what it normally would be, and it came with a welding hood. But more about that later. So I'm thinking to myself, okay, I've got most of the things that I'm trying to do are welding related, but there's a few things that I can do down. Next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to bolt down this shed. And I realized that this is taking me way too long, and it shouldn't have taken me so long to get around to doing, but I'm going to bolt down the shed. Sure, let's do it. I'm gonna bolt down this shed. So I go inside, I grab my hammer drill, and I'm like, alright, let's get this shed bolted. So I'm drilling these holes. I get 3 holes drilled. And then my dad's hammer drill, which is as old as, or slightly older than I am, decided that it had its day. Well, I'm 19, I'm almost 20 for reference. So this thing is old. It's probably drilled through kilometers of concrete and brick. It's actually starting to let off blue smoke, which is not a good sign. I'm drilling away. I get like 5 mil down into the end of this hole, and the hammer drill turns around like an old drunk person and it's like, you know what? I've been doing this job for 12 years. I served my nickel. I demand respect, and you guys don't respect me no more. Nobody loves me. I'm done. I'm thrown in the hat. You guys, you need me, I'll be down at the pub. Don't find me because I don't want to help. You can do it on your own. You get one of these young whippersnappers to do the job for you. I don't care anymore. I'm gonna go retire. Got super depressed and then died. It's a sad day for drills everywhere. This is an old drill. And I was like, okay, this is a little bit bad. I've now got nothing to do today. I guess I'm going to just sit down and not do anything for a while. Because I ordered the welder, but it was Sunday, and I couldn't pick it up until Monday. So I was like, alright, no worries. I shall pick it up tomorrow. At this point I was just like, you know what, screw it. I'm already taking out $350 for a new welder. I might as well take out more money to buy a new drill. Yes, that's it. That's it. I'm done. Savings. You served me well for a little while, but that's it. I'm using whatever I need from you. So today rolls around Monday. Alright, finally we're actually gonna get some serious work done. Since like 10 a.m. I've been running around. It's now just called 2:15. Been running around, went to Machinery House. I've picked up a new welder. So I picked up a new welder, and this is it. It is a TIG and arc welder. It's actually pretty cool. Like, they had one on display in the shop, and it was kind of cool to see them. It also came with a welding helmet. I haven't had one of these for, I actually never owned one of these things, but this is an automatic welding helmet. I haven't used one of these things since high school. That makes me feel old to say that. That's kind of depressing. I don't know what this is. This looks like a carry bag or something. Oh yeah. Nice carry bag for it. Now, I remember when the kids at school used to take these things and they used to like go outside and try and stare at the sun at them. And it's like, why? You hear funny stories about this sort of thing like all the time. Like someone will buy a new oven and they'll have it for years and years. And then finally the oven will break and the person who comes around to replace the oven like pulls off this blue tape and they're like, our oven wasn't actually blue? What? That little switch allows you to control this. You can either weld or you can grind with this particular mask. Now I don't think that I would grind with it because you can't really get, well I actually could probably get hair masks in there. This thing's cool. I don't know whether or not I am going to customize this one. The reason why I customized the last one was because it was one of those cheap ones, so I was like, yeah, sure. I don't really mind. This is really cool. To be honest, they're not actually too expensive on their own. I was gonna actually ask Machinery House for a sponsor, but it's like, I kind of want to get a job there as well, so you can't do both. You can't just be like, hey, can I get a job and also can you sponsor me? And the way that I see it is, if I actually manage to get a job, it'll probably be worth more than a one-off sponsorship. Oh, that's cool. Is that what they meant by military tactical carry case? Oh, that's actually sick. I don't really want to wind this down because I'm not sure which way this is going to open. I also don't want to scratch it too much. Woo, baby! Ah, yeah, I think I opened this the wrong way. This isn't exactly the cheapest welder that you can get, but it is definitely a nicer one. Wow. Okay, so it comes with its own arc lead torch thing. It also comes with a ground cable and clamp, I should say. Now, the interesting about this is that it's actually locked. Like, it has a lock so that you can turn it off and actually lock it like that, so that you need a key to operate it. I don't know why you would need that for a welder. Like, I could kind of understand it for a grinder or something like that. Say you're welding a 20-meter long pipe. You have a 20-meter extension cable. You don't need the leads that actually come with the welder to be 20 meters. You can kind of just pick up the entire welder and take it with you, and you should, from what I understand, be able to just chuck it on your shoulder, like so, and sort of just carry it around on you. And it's actually really light. How much does this weigh? 4.5 kilograms. I really like this. This is cool. That's the welder. I really like the case that it comes with. I'm super pumped about using that, and I will be using it today. I'm going to clean this mess up, and then I'll show you the drill. Okay, so this is also the new drill. This is pretty comparable to the one that we currently had, and the problem with the one that we currently had is it's looking like it could be brushes, but once again, replacing brushes isn't something that can happen instantly if I don't already have the brushes. So I'm going to order some new brushes, and if all turns out well, that one will still be usable, and that means I will end up with 2 drills. I'm liking these carry cases. Everything seems to have one, which is nice. And that's the drill. And it's set up in a very similar way as the one that I've currently got. You got the drill function, and then you got your hammer drill, forward and reverse, lock-on button. But this one's actually recessed properly so that you're not gonna accidentally press it. Which the other one you could very easily. The only difference between this one and the one that I've currently got is that this one's keyless. Keyed chucks and keyless chucks seem to be getting closer and closer in comparison. Yeah, I've got a lot of work to do today. Got some welding to do, and hopefully the next video that you guys see coming from me will actually be something productive. So yeah, there's been a lot of projects that I've kind of had to undertake very quickly. There's a few things that I can't really talk about as well because either they're presents for people, they're surprises and stuff like that. Yeah, it's very difficult to disclose some of the things that I've been doing. I think that pretty well does it for today. Thanks for listening to me rant for a bit, rant and rave about all of the things that have happened this week. I've got so much work to do today, and I'm actually just making this video to stall for actually doing things. I should probably get started. So with that in mind, I'm going to cap off this video by saying thanks for watching, thanks for listening to me rave. If you want to see reviews on both of these, leave a comment down below, because I don't know whether or not I'd make a proper review if they're not like super awesome to use, or if they're terrible to use, because obviously if they're terrible you guys want to know about it. But yeah, after these 2 projects are done, the next video may not be for a little while, and it might be on the lower end of the budget, as I'm going to be trying to save money as best as possible for the next few days. With that in mind, please consider subscribing because it helps me out heaps. I'll catch you guys all in the next episode. Remember to stay safe, happy crafting, and as always, cheers.